Hello to everybody. It's my second meetup here. Thank you for being here. It's a very nice place. Thank you also to Steelcase. I will definitely register for the newsletter. Okay, let's come to Ferrum. What is Ferrum? Before I come to Ferrum, I tell you quickly how I found them, how I crossed over them. Ferrum is, when I met them first, is a pre-sale incubator. That means when I started to invest a bit in the crypto space, I quickly saw some nice opportunities when you participate in public IDOs, public sale opportunities, and quite quickly I found out that investing a bit earlier with a bit more discount on the pre-sale price compared to the IDO price, then the possibilities to get some gains are even better. So I investigated a bit and found Ferrum, which is a company which provides a service called Ferrum Advisory Service, FAS. And they help other projects to launch on the market. If you build a project and have a token, they help you with some ideas, with marketing, with tokenomics, with anything. And their community can then invest in these projects which they advise in. And this was the first touch point I had with them. And over some time, I invested a bit more and dig deeper in their offering and found out that they do more than just Ferrum Advisory Service. Actually, the main goal is, and they started as a blockchain as a service company. And I'm explaining this in a minute what this is. So they are available since around about 2018. And they develop a number of projects, a number of products, which where other projects can benefit from. So, for instance, they offer staking as a service. So, if you have a project, an own token, and want to help your community that they can benefit with staking, but you don't want to be distracted by programming an own staking module, you can just go to Ferrum and take their Ferrum staking as a service product, and you can offer your token, staking for your token. Or they also have bridge as a service. So if you have your project and your token is on Ethereum, you want to offer it also to BSC, to the BSC Binance chain, then you can use the Ferrum bridge to bridge from Ethereum to Binance or to Algorand or something else. So these are just two examples what they offer. And what did they do then? They found out that it is quite difficult to provide staking service on BSC, for instance, and then a project comes on Algorand and wants staking solutions on Algorand. So they had to develop everything from scratch again. It's maybe a new language, new programming language, new architecture, maybe a different library. So it's not so easy to migrate from a product from one chain to another chain. So they wanted to build a common layer where you can deploy a smart contract on one network, on the Ferrum network, and have it instantly available on all other chains, or many other chains, let's not say all. So this is what they want to do, and they wanted to use this for their own products, and saw that this might be a need where other projects maybe could also benefit from. And actually, Ferrum is now working on this mainnet. So what do they do in this space? So Ferrum decided to go to Polkadot, Kusama, to this ecosystem, and build on Substrate, their layer 1, layer 2 network, will benefit, will leverage the existing functionality of Polkadot, for instance, XCM. This is a format where it is defined how messages can be transferred from one parachain to another parachain. So the Polkadot is a base layer, let's say, and on top of Polkadot, a number of projects can have their own parachains. And to send messages from one parachain to another parachain, it's a very easy way in Polkadot using XCM. And Ferrum is using this tool and expands it with Quantum Portal. Quantum Portal is an engine which makes use of XCM and enables messaging not only within the Polkadot ecosystem, but between any chain, EVM, non-EVM chain, any chain can now, or once this is available, can exchange messages or can also at the end have a smart contract and deploy it on another chain. So it's quite easy to bring functionality from one chain to another chain using this Quantum Portal. So security, one of the main aims in these times. Probably you all heard of FTX and other security hacks and attack vectors and scams, and everything is quite sensitive nowadays towards security. And Ferrum is looking for best of breed security in their product, which means it is shown here. Ferrum focuses on security by design rather than security as an afterthought. What do they mean with afterthought or security as an afterthought? So normally if a project builds a blockchain, let's say, or puts their functionality, their token on an existing blockchain, if the product is ready, they give it to an auditor. The auditor checks the code and checks if there is an attack vector, if it is secure or not. But then the product is already done or already developed. So the auditor might at the end say, yeah, it's rather secure, or it isn't, and they have to do it again. So it's the security is a kind of an afterthought in this case. Ferrum put security as main topic in the architecture itself. So when they started the product, they put security in. What does this mean, for instance? One example maybe. Value-constrained proof-of-stake rollups. What is a rollup? Some of you might have noticed a year back that if you transact something on Ethereum, if you send or switch a token A to B on an Ethereum exchange, then it can be quite expensive. At this point in time, it quickly costs $100 to send a token from A to B or to exchange it on a DEX, and this can be made more efficient by rollups. A rollup collects or bundles a number of transactions and sends, let's say, 10 transactions as one transaction rather than 10 times one transaction. So it bundles a number of transactions and send it at once. And by this means you save money. A proof of stake rollup is that a validator who validates a block can validate it if he has enough tokens staked. Let's say he can validate a block which transmits $10,000 and has $10,000 in the staking. A usual proof of stake rollup, a validator can also validate blocks where you want to send $1 million from wallet A to wallet B. And this validator has maybe just 50K in the staking pool. A value constraint proof of stake rollup is that in this case, this validator is not enough to validate the block. If he has not enough staking, enough value in the staking pool, he cannot validate a big transaction. So in this case, he would need to have a number of validators. Let's say in this example, 20 validators, each one has 50K in his staking pool. Then he can transmit 1 million. So this is invented by Ferrum to make it more reliable and more secure to do such transactions, such interaction with other chains. So security is very important. Just a few examples, use cases of the Ferrum mainnet. Once it is available, it is possible to have interoperable metaverses. In-game assets or avatars can be traded and exchanged within the same metaverse, regardless of which chain that asset originates from. So you can have avatars on different chains, and one metaverse can make use of it. Multi-chain token staking, as I said before, you can have a token, stake it on chain A, and get the rewards on chain B, if this is any benefit for you. So complete flexibility. Multi-chain NFTs, pretty much the same. You can have NFTs on Ferrum, and it is instantly available on all other chains that are supported. Multi-chain lending, borrowing, you stake collateral on chain A, let's say on Ethereum, and extract the loan on another chain like BSC. Multi-chain DEXs, this one is also nice. Multi-chain wallets have one wallet for all chains, EVM chains, non-EVM chains. You don't need to have MetaMask anymore and I don't know, Talisman or Polkadot.js or so. You have one wallet for multiple chains. So there are plenty of use cases for Ferrum just by using the mainnet as a foundation layer and using the quantum portal to bring smart contracts, to deploy a smart contract on the Ferrum mainnet and have it available on a number of other chains. So this is the main benefit of Ferrum, and Ferrum is currently working on this mainnet. Quite soon, let's say in the next quarter or so, the testnet will be available, and once this is successfully tested, the final mainnet will be available, and then I think there are plenty of use cases for this Ferrum ecosystem, for this Ferrum mainnet. Okay, I think that's it already. The main and most important things I would like to share. One nice thing is that the team is very active and they started an initiative to buy DOT and to apply for an own parachain. This is maybe important to know. So the whole concept is based on Polkadot Kusama, and they are staking in order to increase their DOT holdings and have more DOTs available for the parachain auction. And what they also do is they are already partnering with plenty of Polkadot projects, and the partnership, the landscape, let's say, is already quite broad, and I think more will come quite soon. That's it from my side.
Thank you.
Any questions for Ferrum, about Ferrum?
Before we start with the questions, if you can repeat the questions once they are asked.
Okay, we'll do.
So we can hear them in the recording. If nobody else outside, so if I understood correctly, they're going to have their own funds to participate for the parachain auction?
Yes.
It will not be a crowd
I think it's not decided yet. I don't know this detail yet, but it might be also possible to participate in this. But the aim is that they have enough funds to do it by themselves and don't need to rely on enough funds by a crowd loan. But I think it's not finally decided yet. Might be also a crowd loan.
Okay, and they're gonna bet for a parachain on Kusama and Polkadot?
Yes, good question. The question is if they apply for Polkadot and a Kusama parachain. The answer is yes. So there are actually two tokens. One is the governance token called FRMX, Ferrum X. And the other token is called Ferrum, FRM. And the FRMX token will be used for the test mainnet on Kusama. And the FRM token will be used for the Polkadot-based mainnet. So actually two parachains, one on Kusama, one on Polkadot.
Okay, then I'll continue. So far they're funded privately, without any VCs or grants?
Also a good question how they are funded. They have a quite good revenue stream already by their traditional, let's say, blockchain as a service products, bridging as a service, staking as a service. So they have already plenty of customers who make use of those products. And there's a constant revenue stream coming in. And the team, I think they are around about 50, 60, if I'm not mistaken. The team is paid by this revenue stream. So the community is also investing a lot in this project. So Ferrum and Ferrum X tokens are traded, and there's also still the FAS, the Ferrum Advisory Service, where they incubate other projects and advise other projects. And when they advise such a project, there's also a kind of revenue stream coming in. They get paid by this advisory service, for this advisory service. And all in all, it's they have quite good money coming in.
Information about the clients. First of all, who are the clients, and then how is the share retail?
Can you repeat?
The clients. Can you name the clients? Who are the clients that are using this?
Yeah, a number of clients. Yes, one is, for instance, Paid Networks. I don't know if you know Paid. Paid is a launchpad, and they also have a dApp in development where you somehow put legal environment for blockchains. They have both the Ferrum Bridge and Ferrum Staking as a service, and they offer both for their community. Who else? There's a number of clients. I need to look it up.
Okay.
No other questions? Yeah?
Where do you guys sit?
It's a US-based company. The management is in the US. And they have basically offices or people working for them all over the world. So it's a global company, but the management is in US.
So at which stage are they now? Like what are like the coming steps for Ferrum Network? Like they already launched on Kusama or?
No, at the moment the Ferrum token and the Ferrum X token are on Ethereum and on BSC, and once the mainnet is available, it will be based on Polkadot. So you can. It is already traded, as I said before, and I think without any advice, I would say it has a very good future for good gains. At least this is my opinion. I don't know if I have mentioned in the beginning when I introduced myself, I'm quite well invested there. I'm also part of the governance committee, and so far it was a nice opportunity to be in this environment.
And can you maybe name projects or tokens that were launched in the past?
Yes. Bondly, for instance, our network. Do you know the Metaverse Network? NTVRK? No? And yeah, I think round about at least 20 projects were launched by them.
Maybe on Ethereum and BSC?
Yes. So far, mainly BSC and Ethereum.
The decision to build on Substrate was done when?
Good question. I would guess maybe half a year ago.
Okay.
Before that, they wanted to do an own blockchain, but when Polkadot became more available and pick up, then they started to look into it, and it was a perfect fit to go to Polkadot and make use of the parachain concept, and especially XCM as the cross-chain messaging protocol or format. This was, I think, the reason why they decided to go on Polkadot ecosystem.
And the timeline to launch the mainnet?
When the mainnet will come next year, if everything goes well. Beginning of next year will be the testnet, and towards end of the year, I would guess, the mainnet.
Right, thanks.
Welcome.
Can you continue, Jonathan? You?
Yes, sure.
Thank you, Volker.